What is going on, guys? Car Guy V8 here, just chilling in my Trans Am with the AC on. Even on a fall day, it's pretty warm here in Texas. But we're going to go take a look at my 79 Cutlass and what all I've done to it in the month since y'all seen it. It's actually a good bit that I've accomplished, but it's been a bunch of little tedious stuff just here and there work. So it wouldn't have really made a good video, I don't think. So I'm just going to show y'all the culmination of all my efforts. And stay tuned, because I'm going to show y'all what I found that could have caused a serious accident, injury, maybe even death. So I'm happy that I found this, and I'll show y'all what it is. A lot has been accomplished, so let's go take a look at the car, shall we? So here's the Cutlass, still sitting up on jack stands. You can see I pulled down all of the driver's side suspension. Passenger side is still intact. I've got brand new steering components on it, inner outer tie rods, drag length, idler arm right here. I didn't replace the pitman arm, but all the stuff up here is torqued at the idler arm and at the pitman arm. But I haven't torqued the tie rods yet. I figured there's no reason to do that since I would just be dropping the suspension anyway. I went with Mevotech parts. I was going to risk it with the steering, I guess, with Mevotech. It was a little cheaper. That may wind up biting me. But I went with the highest quality Moog ball joints, which I'll probably put in soon. Maybe today, I don't know. And all of this stuff, the steering up here, this is what could have caused a serious accident. Everything was tight. Everything was good, except for at the pitman arm, it was missing the cotter pin, and the castle nut was hand threadable. Like I pulled it off with my hand, and the whole steering, you could grab it right there and shake it. That could have been very disastrous. I'm trying to get that to focus. This camera doesn't focus quite as good as my old one, but yeah, I've got the new one in. I'll probably, adjust that cotter pin a little more once I get finished with this whole rebuild. But for the front, we've got brand new UMI 2-inch lowering springs right here. This is the factory spring. In the instructions for UMI, it says it might be necessary on your brand new springs to cut 1/4 of a coil off to get it sitting how you want. I'm really debating on doing that, but seeing that drastic difference between the two, and also knowing I'll be running a 26-inch front tire. I think stock was 25.4, I think. I'm probably not going to modify those. I think that's probably best. And I'm going with some Beltec 10101i front shocks. These are actually S10 lowering shocks. They're about 0.8 of an inch shorter than a factory G-body shock. Whenever they're fully released, fully out, however you want to say that. And this one, man, I had some trouble getting that sucker off. You see how it's got that gouge going through it? Well, that's because I actually had to drill out the nut, unfortunately. Just try to get that to focus. It wants to focus on everything but what I'm trying to get it to focus on. There we go. So that's the front suspension there. And of course, I've got those ball joints. They're not outside right now. I've also got some of the bushings for the control arm on both sides of the upper and the lower. Now, probably my favorite thing that I've done is, so far, is you see I replaced all the steering stuff. You remember before, this car did not have a steering column. So I'm actually going to open this door. You can see I've got one patch panel sitting in here. It's still loose. It's just sitting in there to cover up the holes, from the rust. But check out this steering column. Man, let me get my paper towel. I'm still messing with this thing with a paper towel. I don't want to get my hands on it. Dirty hands. But this steering wheel is a Monte Carlo steering wheel from an 82, 85 model, something like that. I pulled it from a junkyard. In fact, I pulled an entire steering column from a junkyard of an 85 Monte Carlo. My friend Clay, he kept the steering column because he has an 82 Cutlass, and its steering column was very loose. In fact, This is the steering column from his 82 Cutlass, the old one. I mean, it's absolutely terrible. And so he took this one's steering column. You know, this was one of his parts cars I got from him. So he had this car's steering column in that Cutlass. But, you know, the wiring's a little different. So, like, ignition worked, some other stuff. But he never could get anything else to work because the wiring was different. And so I pulled the 85, 82, whatever, Monte Carlo steering column from the junkyard and traded it to him for this steering column. And I, of course, went back, repainted it. Did the same with the Monte Carlo steering wheel from the junkyard. And I can't tell you how happy I am with how it turned out. That's a new camel paint, which you see is ever so slightly different from the rest of the interior. Very slightly. Like you can see spots where it might have been that color originally. I mean, it could be 45-year-old faded paint by this point. But I like it so much that is not going to change. In fact, I might do other parts of the interior in that same camel color. I pulled off the armrest. I don't even know what you call that. I'm too tired to think right now. Painted them. Look at that. They turned out nice. I'm just using the SEM Color Coat paint. I really like SEM stuff. This stuff should stay stained this color for a very, very long time. But slowly but surely, I'm doing stuff on the car, guys. It's just a bunch of little things, like I said. Look at that. The steering wheel is perfect. It's very tight. Still locks up. Well, I didn't actually turn it all the way off. There we go. Tilt column. You know, blinkers both work. Look at this car, guys. This thing's going to be pretty cool once I get it back on the road. I cleaned up the interior a little bit more. You can see it's pretty sharp. 80,000 original mile car. Clay bought it from the original owner, I believe. So even sitting for a while and being 45 years old, it's still pretty sharp. Hoping to get this thing at least moving around the yard by the end of the year. Guys, trying to think if I did anything else on the car. I think for now that is it. I guess I can show y'all the old stuff. You know, old rotor. Look at the spindle right there. All the old steering components. That's the old idler arm. You can see at the pitman arm, it was just loose. It was just dangling in there. All this stuff's pretty old. It's getting replaced. I'm talking about like the rotor, caliper, stuff like that. The rest has been replaced. I'll use the same spindle there. There's the shield. I've cleaned it up a little. It's pretty dirty. But guys, that's the Cutlass. So thank y'all for watching this video.